Hi everyone, I'm McGuire.
I'm Annie, and this is Adeline.
And we are the Hooney Tunes. So basically, we're just starting this channel just to go over basically our life. Kind of a vlog, but it's also just to kind of record our life. And obviously you can see we have a baby. A couple stories coming up about that, but it's just like family videos that you would see when you were younger that your parents would show you, but we're just going to put it on YouTube so that everyone can enjoy our lives and our life journey as we grow up and get older and more wise with things. So,
and obviously being first-time parents, there's a lot of things that you go through and you learn, and I think what a greater thing than to be able to look back at these videos someday and not only show her, but like watch ourselves and be like, wow, we did that.
I know, it's crazy, but yeah, we just wanted to start a channel. Thanks for coming on here, clicking the video. If you guys don't mind, if you like it, please give it a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. This is our puppy, Waylon. Oh, he's a little goofy, so if you hear jingling in the background, it's not Santa, it's Waylon. All right, but so basically what we wanted to start out with our first video is basically, it's a big subject. Our baby was born with cleft lip and cleft palate on both sides, so it's called bilateral. 1 out of every 700 babies could possibly get it. That's the odds of a baby getting cleft lip and cleft palate. And she was that lucky 1 out of 700 that did get it. I'm glad it was her because, I mean, it's definitely, well, I'm not glad it was her, but it's a tough thing. And a lot of people might not be able to, I don't know, go through the process of it because it's a journey, and we'll get into that. But, I mean, it's tough. She's smiling.
Yeah, it takes strong people, but it also takes a strong little person like her to go through it. And from my experience, like being with her and, you know, going through this journey so far, like she is so strong, but hearing other people that have babies with cleft, like all those babies are so strong.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So it's just, it's amazing.
They're strong kids.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, they have such difficulties, like feeding. Like, she has a feeding tube, and she's had it since day one. They did go through her nose, but since we got to go home after 26 days in the NICU, we got a feeding tube right through her tummy now. So thankfully we don't have to have it go through her nose anymore, because it was definitely bothering her. I mean, it still bothers her, but it's better than what it was.
Yeah.
It's not the easiest process. I mean, she does most of the feedings most of the time, so I mean, you can say like it's not easy.
No. Yeah. But we just wanted to kind of go through and explain like how we found out, and just kind of talk about like the difficulties that she has now. So we found out that she had cleft lip and palate at my 20-week anatomy scan. So when you're pregnant at 20 weeks, you have what's called an anatomy scan. So they basically go through and they look at the baby's organs, their heart, their lungs, their brain, everything. They run all these measurements, just making sure that the baby's growing correctly. They have 10 toes, 10 fingers, all that's there. And so when they were doing that, they saw that she had a cleft lip and palate. So from there on out, they just decided to do what's called 4-week growth ultrasounds. So every 4 weeks I would have to go in and get an ultrasound, and they would kind of do the same things that they did at the 20-week ultrasound, just measure her, making sure that she was still growing. And she was perfectly healthy. She was always moving around, kicking, doing just fine. So my due date with her was March 19th, but we ended up having her February 27th. I was about to say March 27th. We had her February 27th, so she was born 3 weeks early, but she came out screaming and hollering and has been such a strong lady ever since she came out.
She's strong.
Yeah, so right after she was born, she unfortunately had to go to the NICU because her biggest issue was feeding, because with her cleft lip and palate, she lacks that suction. So So she's not able to create that strong suction to pull out milk from either a bottle or like a mom's breast. And so she really struggled with eating. And so for her, she of course had to gain weight and things like that in order to go home. And so her best bet was to go to the NICU. That way she would be able to get a feeding tube to kind of help supplement the, you know, food that she wasn't getting through a bottle.
Yeah. And babies who have cleft get tired so easy because they do have to work more with that suction than other babies. So it doesn't make it easy for them to eat.
Yeah.
And that's most of the time why like most cleft babies do get a feeding tube at some point or another.
Yeah, so she had a feeding tube going down her nose, and then once we were in the NICU for about 24 days, and we started to really become frustrated just because we'd been there for so long. We missed home, we missed our families. We just wanted to bring her home and have some sense of normalcy. You know, this whole process really hasn't been normal for us, you know, being first-time parents. You know, I wasn't able to breastfeed. That's something that I wish I could have done, and I feel like it's kind of a normal thing that moms get the opportunity to try and to do. You know, we didn't get to have her in the room with us while we were in the hospital. You know, she was whisked away to the NICU right after she was born. So for us, it was just really frustrating at that point, being 3 weeks into the hospital and not having a real set plan. And so we ended up talking to the doctors, and they, you know, let us know that her getting a G-tube would be the best bet. And
our ticket home, practically.
Yeah, which obviously having our now newborn go through a surgery was very scary, but it was the best thing for her, not only because she would get to come home, but it allowed her time to build up her strength. That way she would be able to,
for sure,
you know, take those bottles 100% and, you know, become a lot stronger.
But she's still not there 100% with the bottles, but she's getting a lot stronger than what she was there, at least, because she's taking like 60 now? 60 milliliters.
So about 2 ounces of breast milk every time she eats.
And when she was at the hospital, she was only taking like
an ounce.
6 to like 15
at a time.
milliliters at a time, which was not very much.
No. So since we've been home, she's done a lot better. She's gotten a lot stronger. I think just having most of the time I feed her, but he occasionally will. And so I think having that consistency, either one of us feeding her instead of multiple different nurses that don't know, you know, the best place to put it in her mouth. And
she's good at feeding it. That's why I let her do it usually.
Well, it's mostly Adeline because she kind of has a routine when she eats. You know, she stops and starts and takes breaks when she needs it. So
that's true. I
think just getting into more of a routine since we've been home has really helped her become a lot stronger and a lot more confident when she's taking her bottles. So that's a plus.
And then the next steps, probably after we got the feeding tube and then got to go home, it's been we're almost at 2 months of like her life. So at like 3.5 months, we're going to have her lip repaired on both sides. That's at like 3 months typically for cleft babies. And then the palate they usually do at like a year or around that time, of course. But of course she's gonna have other surgeries too, because they'll do like dental, they'll do a rhinoplasty, and then there could be several ones in between there, especially for dental, because it's most of the time for like cleft babies, their teeth are very compact and misplaced because of having a cleft palate and lip. But I mean, obviously we're nervous for that, but we know that it's best for her in the long run and what is needed for her to develop and grow even more and more. So it's definitely a scary process of having a baby with cleft, because I mean, you don't want a bruise on your child, but obviously that first surgery of getting that feeding tube in, it's like a miracle at the same time though. It really is, because then kind of eases us, knows that she's going to be gaining weight and getting stronger every single day. So it helps us ease our mind a little bit, because knowing that these surgeries are what's best for her.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's scary because these surgeries will last they could last like 12 to 18 hours. So I mean, it's definitely not like a 3-hour surgery for something like
it's not
long.
like getting put down and getting your wisdom teeth pulled out. Like it's a major surgery, and especially for her being so little, that's the thing that scares me the most. Like, she's so small, like, can her body handle, you know, anesthesia? Can it handle pain medications and things like that?
She did good with the first surgery.
Yeah, thankfully. I mean, I was, of course, really nervous and
scary.
Emotional, and
I mean, you don't want anyone going through surgeries, but when it's your own kid, I mean, obviously you have a whole new picture of life. I mean, after having your first kid, it's like, wow, I don't want to go skydiving anymore.
No.
I don't want to go drive my car crazy.
I don't want to go on a plane.
Yeah, I mean, it's scary, but obviously we'll get through it. You just gotta have faith and pray about it, and it'll all end up how it is. It's good. Yes. She's perfect the way she is anyways.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine her looking any differently.
No. And no, it's crazy because, like, obviously, like, other people would notice, like, that she has cleft lip and palate, but, like, looking at her now, like, we're so used to it that you don't even notice. You really don't, and that's just the crazy part about it. Like, you love them no matter what. That's the thing. You do. She's cute.
Yep.
She got some big hands, too. And pacifiers are really hard for her to keep in her mouth, which makes her mad because at night she likes pacifiers, but it drops out of her mouth, so then she screams. But you gotta, like, keep your hand on her mouth with the pacifier. Not actually, because it's scary, but it's scary. But again, it's a process, and I guess we're glad to be recording it for everyone. I mean, ourselves first, but it's kind of nice to just have it out there because we don't really have much, like, to go off of, like, from other people's videos. So it's kind of nice to just get some videos out there for other people and know that, like, you're, like, there's other people going through the same thing as you. So
if we can help others, but also get help in return, I think that's the greatest thing that could come out of this.
Exactly. Just helping others and giving more awareness to it is like our biggest thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Just knowing that obviously it's going to be all right and your baby's going to be okay. They will.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, next videos, it's going to be follow-ups, checkups, surgeries, but it's mostly just going to be our lives. I mean, that's what we're doing, is we just want to record our lives for you guys and girls, and just give our story to everyone. And then for ourselves, in 1 year, 5 years, 30 years to look back on and see how crazy our life was, especially with this dude right here. Crazy. But yeah, we appreciate it, guys. Thank you for watching our first video. We appreciate it a lot. If you want, like I said, subscribe, like the video. It helps get this video out to other people, so it would really help us out. But yeah, we appreciate it, and thanks for watching, guys.
See ya.
Bye.